Lofa, I got a question about Seattle since we dealing with the Seattle and Steelers podcast. Will Russell Wilson be there next year?
I don't think so. We've been talking about this.
You don't think so? Yeah. Wait a minute. What? Oh, that's breaking news on here.
I said it on the last one. I said he wants out.
What? I need to listen to our show.
Yeah. You need to need to listen to me when I talk next time. So it wasn't even 20 minutes from the report that, owner Jody Allen met with Pete and John. Not even 20 minutes went by before another notification popped up on my phone that said Russ is ready to explore options, which was news to me because when you're under contract, you don't have options. So right. I wonder how that report got leaked, who put it out there. And there's still chatter about that. And I said it if there was noise at 12-4 when we won the division last year, what's going to happen when you go 7-10, which we did. And,
right.
But the only thing that is going, on our side, Sean Payton retired, and that was one destination that was circled a year ago because New Orleans, they have a great team, and he's done a hell of a job, through COVID and everything. Because he was playing with a rookie quarterback for 2 weeks there, and still was in the playoff hunt, and he was just a quarterback away, from going to the playoffs again, and probably a chance at a ring with that defense. So right. I really think there's too much talk going on for there not to be some truth there to some of those rumors, and I think he wants out.
Gotcha.
I think just like any bad relationship, we're gonna go for one more, and we'll see what happens after that. I really do because. Well, like Lofa said, he's under contract, so exploring options, and there's all that kind of messiness there with that kind of stuff. You guys know more about that side of the business than I do, but I really just think that based on the injury, based on how the year ended up, them kind of finishing strong, Pete and John clearly are going to still be here. I think they keep it together for one more, and I think if we have the same thing happen next year that happened this season, then it truly, you have kind of confirmation of where this thing is headed, and I think it would truly be over. But like with Sean Payton retiring, like you said, Lofa, I don't know, man. I don't. They would have to trade him at this point or cut him, which we obviously.
I think he'd be willing to waive his no trade clause. And I'm wondering, do you believe if he goes in, if he goes to the Steelers? Because you guys are in need of a quarterback right now. I know.
Don't even stop.
I know. I'm going there, Brett. But if he goes in there and he walks in, do the Steelers become Super Bowl contenders? Instantly, kind of like a Matthew Stafford happened in LA.
Yeah, 100%. They made the playoffs, but everything had to fall in line this year. Even with Big Ben and his veteran leadership and him not being as mobile as he once was. They still got in the tournament. You know what I'm saying? So now you still got a lot of guys in their prime and a lot of young guys who got a lot of playing time because a lot of veteran guys have got hurt for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now they're going on a second and third year when it comes down to, experience. Yeah, I think automatically that's exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers do need. They need a Russell Wilson. They need Jimmy Garoppolo. They need a Kirk Cousins. They need an Aaron Rodgers. They need one of them because you have in the AFC a Joe Burrow, a Patrick Mahomes, a Lamar Jackson, a Justin Herbert, a Josh Allen. That's what you facing in the AFC right now. You facing facing 5 studs that are all young and they ain't even hit their prime yet. And they're going to be going back and forth with Super Bowls till whenever they retire. So yeah, to give the Pittsburgh Steelers a chance, Lofa, you have to give veteran guy if you want a shot, especially dealing with them 5 guys I just named at the quarterback position in the AFC.
Yeah.
Well, and if Russell went to the Steelers, he's used to taking shots and getting hit. So he'll be all right with that over there at the Steelers. You know what I mean?
See, that's the glass half full in me would be to say you look at the Steelers skill position players. Juju Smith-Schuster is like the elder statesman, and he's 25 years old. Now, I don't expect him to be back in a Steelers uniform. We'll see how that plays out. He's due to become a free agent. But you do have a lot of youth at your skill position players, the Najee Harrises of the world, the Deontay Johnsons of the world, 2 Pro Bowl alternates who will now play because the Bengals are in the Super Bowl, might I add. Pat Freiermuth had a really good rookie season for the Steelers. Hopefully Chase Claypool can continue to improve, but you have a lot of youth at your skill position players. Brett, you're stealing my thunder a little bit here because you've heard me say this many times on our show before. Steelers ranked near the bottom of the league with salary cap allocation along the offensive line at about $12 million for the 2021 season. You get what you pay for in life, and that's near the bottom of the league, if not dead last. So part of that is you're starting 2 rookies on the offensive line, Dan Moore Jr. at left tackle, Kendrick Green at the center position, Kevin Dotson, a second-year player at the left guard position. They'll get better with experience, but you've got to spend some capital, maybe a free agency, maybe a trade, maybe in the draft, to upgrading that offensive line to replace players like a Marquise Pouncey, David DeCastro, all pro players when they were, doing their thing for the Steelers, a team that's known for running the football. So again, kind of glass half full. I've got skill position talent. Glass half empty would be, let's get a better offensive line.
Russ isn't escaping like he used to either. Let's be honest about it. I mean, he's not Big Ben level status of.
He's not going to sit like a statue in the pocket either, like Seven was doing.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. So if you, we're not talking about the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line. The fact that Joe Burrow can move. If you listen and if you watch it, the fact that the man got sacked 9 times in the Tennessee Titans game, 9 times.
Mm-hmm.
9 times.
In 51 in the regular season too, Ike.
Yeah.
So my point exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, when you do have an offensive line, you do need a quarterback who can somewhat be mobile. And Russell Wilson, when it comes down to mobility, he's way more mobile than Seven at his time. So,
true.
Well, we're all more mobile than Ben at this point. But Russell, the thing is, though, Ike, I got to tell you,
Brett, I'm gonna let you talk about my quarterback like that. I can only talk about my quarterback. I'm not gonna let you talk about my quarterback like that.
Look, gone are the days when he's able to scramble around and then leave the ball on the 1 yard line, Ike, with his head across the goal line. Those days are gone. That was Super Bowl 40. All right. But talking about Russell, though, for a second, Russell is not that quarterback, though, that he was in those first few years when he's scrambling around making those sort of backyard football plays. Every once in a while, one will crop up and you'll see it on SportsCenter. But for a lot of the game, and Lofa, we talked about this all season, he is not escaping the way that he used to. I'm not going to say he lost a step or whatever, but the guy gets hit a lot. Yeah. He's had injuries, not just the injury this year, but he's played through injuries, ankle injuries, knee injuries. He had one against the Miami Dolphins 4 or 5 years ago.
Of course, Brett, he's going to be injured. If y'all make it defensive lineman, offensive lineman. If y'all make it linebackers, offensive lineman, y'all make it wide receivers, offensive lineman. Of course,
all I'm saying is, dang it!
Oh shit!
All I'm saying is if you're bringing in Russell Wilson because you think he can escape, he's just not that dude like he used to be. That's all I'm saying.
He still is that dude. He just seldom uses it, man. He doesn't use it.
I don't know.
Hey, Brett, bro, y'all, they putting me at left guard. They putting Loaf at right. they putting you at center. And they put Mark at the other right tackle. Man, of course the man gonna get beat up. He gonna get hurt. That's exactly what's going over there.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He wants help here in Seattle on the offensive line. So going to Pittsburgh, I'm not really sure how that would help him. From a Seahawks fan perspective,
that would be a way better upgrade. You know what? I'm gonna ask you.
That's right.
I'm gonna ask you. Do you think it would be a better upgrade if Russ is in Pittsburgh? For Russ's sake.
Well, I mean, they have to figure out what to do with Dwayne Brown, who's obviously getting older and at the end of his contract and all that. So they got to figure that out. But I mean, maybe ? No. Honestly, I mean, Russell Wilson is still taking the most sacks in the league, isn't he? Or towards the top of the list.
Why?
Well, offense has a lot to do with it, but you watch the games. He does not spin out like he used to. And I think that, speaking of Big Ben, he's a lot bigger than he ever has been in his career and stuff like that. But this is all beside the point. I wanted to say, or it is exactly the point. But anyway, the point is that I want to move on, because what I wanted to say is that, and we've talked about it on our show, if he's going to go anywhere, I'd rather have it be somewhere where we get something in return a bit right away, sort of in the form of like a Jalen Hurts or like a Philly situation where we can get someone with a little bit of talent. No, but I'm saying we can get someone back who can play right away while we're waiting to find the dude, because that other dude is not in the draft right now. So when you ship Russell Wilson out of town, I don't know who you're getting back. You need to get somebody.
Brett, we can offer a ham sandwich.
In our way. Huh?
If I'm a quarterback, I do not want to go to see, bro.
We'll take TJ Watt.
I do not go to Seattle. If I'm not how y'all draft for y'all offensive linemen. Really, y'all don't even draft for offensive line. You know what? No. I'm gonna go to Starbucks and I'm gonna get the biggest dude I see come in and I'm gonna put him on the offense. That's exactly what y'all do in Seattle. Hell no! If I'm a quarterback, I do not want to go there. At least Pittsburgh draft offensive linemen. Brett, at least we draft offensive linemen.
Hang on. I got a few things to clarify here, Ike. So the Seahawks' first pick in the 2022 draft will come in the second round with the 41st overall pick. So if you're looking to get offensive line help in the draft, it's not going to come till the second round at the earliest. The Steelers have not drafted an offensive lineman in the first or the second round in the draft for the last 9 drafts. David DeCastro was the last Steelers offensive lineman drafted in either the first or the second round. I've got to clarify that. Otherwise, our listeners and viewers will have a field day in the comment section, Ike.
And that's exactly what we want them to have. We want them to have the field day. That's exactly what we want.
It's spelled Brett, B-R-E-T-T. Get it right.
That's wild, Brett, man. 9 years?
Yeah. I found that surprising, too, because you think of Steelers football, you think of running the ball. In 2020, they finished dead last in the league in rushing. Okay, that's why we go on and draft Najee Harris in the first round. It's a bit improved, but that's really the only improvement the Steelers offense made in the 2021 season. Brett, I wanted to ask you.
Wait. I just want to make one more point. Because you're talking about what the Steelers have and why Russell should go there. But let me say why he should stay in Seattle. Because we still have a lot of talent here. I mean, DK, Tyler Lockett, you got a bunch of offensive pieces. Rashad Penny finished up the season strong. We don't know what's going to happen there. And a defense that was coming on towards the end of the year, right, Lofa? I mean, there's plenty to stay for here in Seattle.
DK got one more year here, and we're not going to be able to pay him, bro.
All right. So then your point, Lopez, we're just packing it in. Let's just blow the whole thing up. And
build a defense, get some O-linemen. I think that's, showing a very successful way to win Super Bowls. That's what we had when we won the Super Bowl in 13. That's what we had Marshawn Lynch and a defense. And Russell was a second-year guy. Awesome. And it seemed like we went from running the ball, and this is, Ike, very similar to Steelers. I mean, you just mentioned haven't drafted an O-lineman in 9 years, and it's like you're going spread empty all of a sudden instead of when you were a power running team. And it's just like almost evolving or changing a philosophy and identity that we've talked about, and getting away from what has consistently been the blueprint to get to the Super Bowl, a run game. And even when we met back in 2005, both could run the ball and both had defense, and that's the truth. And and so that's what it takes, man. I know quarterbacks get a lot of money, they get a lot of talk, a lot of the fame, but end of the day, running the ball, only one guy can say consistently he got the shit fucking done. Tom Brady. Well, all right, that's the only guy that can say, hey, quarterback's important. I'm not going to listen to anybody else that tells me quarterback's that important.
Look, we obviously got to step it up, but I mean, one pretty bad season with a big injury in the middle of it. I'm just not necessarily ready to jump completely off the ship. And also, let's remember that Tom is now out of the way in the NFC for Russell. I mean, you got Aaron Rodgers still, but we'll see what happens with that. Mm-hmm. So with Tom now gone, it does crack open a little bit of a window. So I'm not really sure if he wants to jump over to the AFC, where, like Ike pointed out, I mean, they're kind of rich with quarterback talent right now.
It's deep over there, man. Yeah.